Hi guys, how are you? I hope everyone is doing well. Your families are doing well. I just, before we get going into today's lesson, I really want to congratulate the seniors on a job well done. If you are a senior who has been turning in all your work to me, then you are good to go. This is your last assignment for me, and hopefully for all your other classes too. If you are a senior who has fallen behind, then you have a couple more weeks, but many of my seniors have been turning their stuff in, so that is great. So congratulations on what's been, I know, kind of a weird semester, but I've been thinking so much of all of you guys. So with that said, I want to move on to our next lesson. We have been working a lot on character development lately. You guys have turned in some great work about how to develop a character, interesting characteristics about a character, etc., etc. And if we were in school, what I would be doing right now is we'd be doing some scenes together, but we're not in school. So we're going to move on to what I would do next, which is monologues. I think we have a great opportunity here to do a monologue, each of you. And what we're going to learn how to do is really break the monologue down, analyze it, create our character, and then your final project for me will be to turn in that monologue. Okay, so we'll start first making sure that everybody knows what a monologue is. A monologue is sometimes confused with a soliloquy, so let's just make sure that we know the difference between the two of those. A monologue is basically a speech within a play said by one person that is addressed to another person. A soliloquy is different from that. It is a speech within a play that is said by one person, but it's the thoughts that are in their head. So it's like these secret thoughts that come out. It's almost like they're saying it on the side. Whereas a monologue is definitely given with other characters in the room or to another character. It's just that one person is saying it all. Okay? What we're going to work on, and you guys can kind of go through the PowerPoint that I put up, but just real quickly, what we are going to work on is breaking monologues down. Okay, monologues. First, you need to know what type of monologue you're doing. So monologues have two genres. They are either dramatic or comedic, and there are two categories. They're either from a classical play or a contemporary play. So basically, that means if you are doing something from Macbeth, a monologue from Macbeth, you are doing a dramatic classical. The classicals are all pre-1900, Shakespeare and all the Greeks, etc., etc. Whereas if you are doing something from Legally Blonde the musical, you are doing contemporary comedic. All right. So before you do anything with a monologue, you need to know what type of monologue it is. All right. Now we will eventually be doing what's called a standalone monologue. So our monologues, because I think they're a little easier, they're shorter, will not be from a play. They are monologues that were written specifically for classrooms and that sort of thing. But I just want to make sure that you do understand the different types of monologues. If you ever go to audition, you might be asked to do a comedic classical monologue, and then you'll know what you're looking for. Very quickly, and again, I strongly suggest you go and you just kind of look through the PowerPoint, okay? As you analyze your monologues, this week's assignment is you're going to analyze a monologue from Alice in Wonderland. What you're going to be looking for is the beginning, middle, and end. Monologues have a structure. They have a beginning, middle, and end. Even if they're somewhere within a play, they still have a beginning, middle, and end. And an actor needs to find those three things so that they know how to shift and add different stress and different pieces to each portion of that. As well as the structure of the monologue also has certain elements that actors need to pay attention to. They certainly need to know who the character is that they're portraying. They need to know the objective of the character. That's a big one for actors. An objective is what a character wants. Okay, what do I want in this monologue? So you've got to find that out if you're going to portray this part well. Obstacles and tactics. That's another element. Characters have, and there's always some kind of an obstacle in the monologue. And an actor needs to find out what that obstacle is and how, that's the tactic, they're going to overcome it. You need to figure out what the conflict is. That's another one of the elements, and you should be pretty familiar with that from English class. And then the resolution. How does it resolve itself? And sometimes monologues resolve themselves by not really resolving. You can have something that kind of is left up in the air and she resolves itself by she questions herself. But more often than not, they do have a tendency to have a pretty good resolution. Okay, so again, I strongly recommend that you go through the PowerPoint because I think it will explain it better. But one thing I just wanted to point out here, here's a sample of what I'm going to ask you guys to do. All right, this is a monologue from Peter Pan. The Lost Boy says, I saw pirates, I saw Indians. Not only did I see pirates and Indians, but I saw a wonderfuler thing. High over the lagoon, I saw the loveliest great white bird. It is flying this way. It looks weary, and as it flies, it moans. Poor Wendy. I think there are birds called Wendies. See, here it comes. Look how white it is. Hey, there's Tinker Bell. Tink is trying to hurt the Wendy. She says Peter wants us to shoot the Wendy. Let us do as Peter wishes. Out of my way, Tink. I'll shoot it. I've shot the Wendy. Peter will be so pleased. All right, it's a very simple monologue, and I chose that specifically because, as you can see here, I just wanted you to have a general idea of beginning, middle, and end. The green, he introduces us into what he saw and what's happening. The yellow is the middle, where he goes into more detail about kind of what's going on and what's happening. And the blue is the ending, where he resolves it. He shot Wendy, okay? And some of the things you're going to be looking for in the monologue work that you do today. Who is the character? In this one, it's the Lost Boy. What's his objective? To please Peter. How does he do that? Shoots Wendy. What's the conflict? He's wondering, are the Wendys good or bad? To shoot or to not shoot Wendy. And how does he resolve it? By shooting Wendy. Very simple, and I even put there in my note, you can even disagree with how I broke this down. That's fine, as long as you can support it and it works for your acting. Monologues are personal, and actors see things different ways. So I just kind of did this one quickly so that you would get a sense of what I'm looking for, because this one is what you guys are going to work on. All right, so you're going to read this short monologue from Alice in Wonderland, and then you're going to go through it and figure out, what happens, where's the beginning and what happens, where's the middle and what happens at the end. And then you're going to make your way through the monologue and answer all these questions about the elements of the monologue. Who is speaking? How does the character view the situation? What is in the way, etc., etc. All right. One big thing I want to say is please make sure you pay attention to stage directions, because the stage directions, like in the Alice one, the stage directions are anything that are italicized. So read them, because very often, and I'm giving you a hint, in the Alice one, the stage directions, actually both at the beginning and the end, make a difference in this whole beginning, middle, end, and kind of will help you to answer the questions about the elements of monologue. Okay? All right. All of this is in preparation for the next time, because what you will do next will be you're going to start working on picking out a monologue that you want to do, and you're going to break it down. All right? I think that's it. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.